This woman was engulfed in flames, yet she was unharmed when she emerged from the ashes. She was accompanied by three baby dragons. She is Daenerys Targaryen, the mother of dragons. Before the birth of the dragons, she was merely a fallen descendant of a royal family living in exile with her brother Viserys to escape the wrath of the usurper. To gather an army and reclaim their family's throne, Viserys treated her as nothing more than a bargaining chip, marrying her off to Khal Drogo, the leader of a Dothraki horde. But Daenerys was innocent and unambitious. Her only wish was to go home. However, Viserys' coldness and cruelty shattered her hopes. "I would let his whole tribe, Akafir, you, all 40,000 men and their horses too, if that's what it took." To him, reclaiming the throne was more important than anything else, even if it meant sacrificing his sister's happiness. The Dothraki wedding was a brutal and bloody affair, where death was considered a blessing. Daenerys endured it silently, determined to survive in this alien world. At the wedding, she met Ser Jorah Mormont, a loyal knight who pledged his sword to House Targaryen. His oath brought a glimmer of warmth to Daenerys' loneliness. She also received three ancient fossilized dragon eggs, remnants of a bygone era. It seemed as if the dragons of legend had left her a sign. Khal Drogo gifted her a white horse, marking the beginning of their marriage. After the wedding, the Dothraki did not immediately set out to wage war. Without ships, they first returned to their sacred city, Vaes Dothrak. During the journey, Daenerys gradually adapted to the ways of the Dothraki. She cared for the dragon eggs, learned their language and customs from her handmaidens, and before long she had won Drogo's heart and carried his child. She gradually gained some power within the tribe. Seeing oppressed slaves, she would speak out to stop it, but this behavior angered Viserys. "You do not command the dragon?" He couldn't accept that his sister had more authority than he did. Thankfully, guards intervened to save her. Although Daenerys was deeply hurt by her brother's actions, she still couldn't bring herself to harm the only family she had left. You walk." But Viserys' bitterness only intensified. Every move Daenerys made was twisted in his eyes as an act of defiance. When he struck her in a fit of rage, Daenerys finally stood her ground. "The next time you raise a hand to me will be the last time you have hands." It was in that moment she realized the truth. He couldn't lead an army, even if her husband gave him one. "He'll never take us home." Later, Daenerys proved her worth in Dothraki culture by devouring a raw horse heart, cementing her position among the people. Watching his sister be adored by the tribe, Viserys was forced to confront reality. He was not, and would never be, their king. In desperation, he snuck into Daenerys' tent, hoping to steal the dragon eggs and start over, but was stopped by Ser Jorah. Furious and drunk, Viserys disrupted a celebratory feast, brandishing his sword and threatening Daenerys and her unborn child, demanding the crown he believed he was owed. "He bought you, but he never paid for you." This enraged Khal Drogo, who promised Viserys a golden crown that would make everyone tremble. Viserys smirked, lowering his sword, but Drogo's promise was literal. He ordered his men to restrain Viserys and melted his gold jewelry into molten liquid. As Drogo carried the searing gold toward him, Viserys begged for his life. But this time, Daenerys did not plead for him. She watched as her brother's life ended in fire and gold. He was no dragon. Fire cannot kill a dragon. With Viserys gone, Daenerys thought the threats were over, but fate had more trials in store. Her most trusted ally, Ser Jorah, was secretly a spy sent by the usurper to gather information. According to the plan, Daenerys was supposed to be poisoned that very day. Conflicted and tormented, Jorah ultimately intervened, saving her life. Unbeknownst to him, his heart and loyalty had already shifted to Daenerys. Ironically, this assassination attempt ignited Khal Drogo's resolve to claim the Iron Throne for Daenerys and their unborn child. He vowed to cross the narrow sea and take the throne. To fund their journey, the Dothraki launched brutal raids. Unable to bear the slaughter of innocents, Daenerys saved a group of women, unknowingly planting the seeds of a nightmare. Her kindness drew discontent from Drogo's men, leading one to openly challenge him. Though Drogo won the fight, he sustained a minor wound. One of the women Daenerys had saved, a healer, offered to treat Drogo's injury. Despite objections from Drogo's men and Jorah's warnings, Daenerys insisted on accepting her help. Days later, Drogo collapsed from an infection. Desperate, Daenerys ignored all advice and turned to the healer, offering anything to save his life, even the price of life itself. Burr.